What is up, guys? It's your boy HardHat Dagu back with another video, man. And today I'm going to be talking about why I feel like Xenoverse 2 is better than Sparking Zero. And I know what you're thinking. How dare I? The graphics are fire. They have beam clashes. This is the Budokai Tenkaichi 4 we've been waiting for. Listen, dog. I used to play the hell out of Budokai Tenkaichi 3 when I was a kid. As I became a teenager, my PS2 got kind of worn down and the disc kind of got scratches on it, so I couldn't play it anymore. And I was livid, yo. So I ended up, getting into Xenoverse, even Xenoverse 2. And they were great games to me. I really liked them. I feel like I put a lot of hours into them. I really like being able to create my own character. But I feel like the absence of Budokai Tenkaichi 3 made me miss it. And so when Sparking Zero came out, I jumped to buy it. And I really thought I was going to have as much fun as I did back then. And I'm going to be honest with you, it literally just feels like the PS2 game updated with updated graphics and characters from the newer Dragon Ball series. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That's what it feels like to me. And if Xenoverse didn't exist, I'd be okay with that. But because Xenoverse exists, here's my problem I have with it. So I want you to pay attention to this stat graph up here in the top right. Okay, so every character has their own stat. Now, these stats kind of change based off of your level, how much you've grinded in the game. And what I mean by that is basically if you're level 18 and let's say Broly's ki is out of 10, he's going to have high ki no matter what, but the amount of ki he has is going to change based off of what level you are. So let's say it's at maximum a 10 if you're at a high level. At level 1, he'll probably have a 5, but that key stat is going to be higher than all of his other stats, no matter what, if that makes sense. So the thing that bothers me is that Sparking Zero also has this graph, but it seems pretty useless, and let me explain. So Vegeta has a higher ki than most characters in Xenoverse 2 because he's a ki-based fighter, and his ki is higher than Goku's ki. Now, when we pick these two characters and drop into a match with them, I want you to notice that immediately Vegeta has more ki stocks, which means more potential for maximum amount of ki during the match than Goku does. But Goku has more stamina because he's more of a melee-based fighter. Now, this already creates a difference between the two characters to where now you could do more ki-based attacks with Vegeta, but you can also do more vanishes and get around attacks and evade more with Goku. And this is what I mean by if Xenoverse didn't exist, I'd be okay with Sparking Zero, but because it does, it showed me something very important because Sparking Zero's whole thing was, recreating the Dragon Ball universe. Now, because of the stamina and ki system and different characters having different stats for those, it gives us that more accurate interpretation, such as the androids have higher stamina, so they can vanish more, they can dash longer, they can do all of these things. Their ki automatically refills, the same as in Sparking Zero, but they also have different amounts of ki versus every character just having the same ki bars. And I'm going to show you an example of that now. So here we have transformed Z Broly in his legendary Super Saiyan form, right? As you can see, his ki stat is almost through the roof. His attack is super high. That's great. But then we look at Scouter Vegeta, and as I showed you in Xenoverse 2, his ki stat was a lot higher than most characters. Now his stat is pretty decent in this, but I'm going to show you once we drop into this match, both characters have the same amount of ki bars. Now, I think that Z Broly does start with one of them already filled, maybe one or two of them already filled, but that doesn't correlate to the anime, how they sold it to us. And again, I'd be okay with this if Xenoverse 2 did not exist. And you can't say, oh, well, the ki stat is for ki-based attacks, because that's stupid, because that's what the special attack stat is for. And that's my problem with Sparking Zero. I love the graphics. I love how they have a unique charge animation for certain characters that matches the anime. I love the cutscenes when you use special attacks. I think all that's dope. I love the art style. I love the intros. I love all of that stuff. And the custom battle mode is awesome too. even though it feels very cumbersome, and I wish they would drop an update to make it a lot easier to use, because that was the whole thing that made me kind of look past some of these issues with this game. But sadly, there still hasn't been an update in quite a while now, and I'm starting to lose hope on this game altogether. The final thing I want to look at with this game, going back to the stats, as you can see here, Piccolo has a higher health stat than Goku. It's not too high, but you can even see here how at the beginning of the match they have a different amount of health, and it's not the same as in Sparking Zero, where if a character has more health they have a completely extra bar. No, with this there's more room for variation. Some, you know, have an extra bar, some are just in the middle, some have just a tiny bit more health. Things like that I feel like just add to the game, because somebody like Zamasu is going to have more health bars than somebody like Piccolo, and it's not just an extra health bar, it's like there's certain percentages, you can see that in game. But also just the way Piccolo fights in this, I mean, he actually uses his stretchy arm ability like he has in the anime. His arms stretch. There are variations between the races of characters and things like that. The Saiyans get a Zenkai boost if they go down and get revived, or even when their health is super low, they get an attack boost. Things like that I feel like are missing from Sparking Zero, and we basically just got a remastered version of Budokai Tenkaichi 3 with updated characters, and that is not enough. And sadly, it's the same story for a lot of games nowadays. 2K, I remember when 2K14 first dropped, the graphics looked amazing, there were so many new gameplay features, and it's like eventually these companies just stagnate and go back to saying, well, hey, as long as we do the core thing that the fans want, that's all that really matters. And I'm making this video to draw awareness to this, because I was super excited for Sparking Zero. The kid in me could not wait to play this game, and I sadly got hit with a reality check. Like, maybe I just was nostalgia blind, you know what I mean? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys can add to it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, because there's nothing wrong with a little bit of constructive criticism. It's your boy HardHat Dagu, and I'm clocking out. Peace. You say do what you want to, baby, do what I want to.